Okay, folks. I was watching that farmer guy's videos. Yeah, the one in New Jersey. I'm not saying his channel name. I don't talk to him, so he doesn't even have any idea if I would mention him or not. So, anyways, I was watching one of his videos and he's talking about some lawyer that he talked to on the phone and getting the guy to leave him alone. Now, back um, oh, geez. It had to have been. Maybe it's 2006. Maybe it was. No. No, because Craigslist wasn't in date until 2008. I think it's 2008 or 2009. Anyways, it was right before Christmas. I think it was the 22nd of December is when the guy come up and looked at the truck. And the rear end I was selling, I told him like 125 bucks. And I told him 50% down. Now, 50% of 100 bucks is 50 bucks. Well, you can figure out 50% of 25. It ain't that hard. You just kind of round it up. And then you subtract it off the total due. Anyways, told the guy 50% down or I don't take parts out. Yeah, because it was still under the truck. And once that rear end came out of that truck, then the rest of the parts had to get harvested off the truck, and the truck was going to the crusher or the metal shredder. And I think we ended up taking it to the metal shredder. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. These people, they show up and they only have 25 bucks. And the guy's like, well, I'll have the rest. And he told me he delivers newspapers. And he needed this rear end because it was a 5-speed straight 6 Comanche, which is a 4.0 straight 6. They made those things from 84 to 92 in the Comanche. The Cherokee chassis went from 84 to 2002. And the basics of the chassis are the same. The sheet metal got a lift to 96 if it was a sport, 97 if it wasn't, and the hatch changed regardless in 97. 96 sport doesn't have the 97 up hatch. That's the thing. A 96 sport has the 95 down hatch. Anyways, I pretty much knew the interchanges on all the XJ and MJ stuff at the time because I was selling a lot of it. We parted out a few of those things to where they were nothing but bare skeletons when we got rid of them. This here, the clutch had locked up, or the transmission had locked up, and the motor ran. I sold the motor. The transmission was just scrap core. So I get it in the shop, and I'm taking the rear end out. Well, yeah, it's like the guy shows up at 4 o'clock or 5 at night. It was already getting dark. It was December. In Ohio in December, the sunlight goes away early. It's not till mid-February that it starts coming back out, or it stays out longer. But, and the moral of the story is it was late in the evening. I got the truck in the garage, and I started doing something. And I got to a point where I had to stop and go home. And I had things to do at home, So, went back the next day. Started taking that rear end out. Got to, and it was on top of the springs. So, I get to the U-bolts. Impact ain't doing it. And I had a very good half-inch drive impact that did things that some 3/4 wouldn't. So it wasn't cutting it. The nuts were just rusted in place. Go get the Sawzall. The last metal blade we had broke. Okay, this is the day before Christmas Eve. And one thing I've ran into around here is Christmas week. A lot of your industrial supply stores close early. People are taking off early. They take vacations the week of Christmas. And you cannot get things. You can't get things here the week after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. You have to wait till like the 4th or 5th of January to really get things around here. It's the way Dayton has always been, the whole Dayton area. So, okay, so I'm out of Sawzall blades. Check the cutting torches. Tanks are empty. Son of a gun, you know. Things were just not going my way. This guy calls me up on Christmas. Where's my rear end? I'm at your shop. Well, you better not be at the shop. The gate's closed. Well, I'm outside your gate. Well, you shouldn't be there. It's Christmas. And probably you're going to end up with the county sheriffs coming and checking on you and asking you why you're standing in front of a gate of a closed business on Christmas. And the guy's just giving me nothing but attitude. And I told him, I said, look. I said, I told you I tried to have it out the next day. That didn't happen. I told you if I couldn't get it out the next day, it wouldn't be out till December 27th or 28th. Well, he starts telling me that he wants his deposit back. Now, out of $100 or $125, he came and gave me $25 deposit. I made him write out a slip with his name and his address on one of our old junkyard slips that says on there, and it's printed on the paper, and it's a 3-carbon copy setup. Deposits are non-refundable. Okay. I went December 26th, dropped the rear end out of the truck, called the guy up, cusses me out, says, I'm coming to get my deposit. I said, no, deposits are non-refundable. Says, well, I went yesterday and I bought another rear end. And I'm thinking, where did you get a rear end on Christmas? And I'm thinking, maybe the guy didn't need a rear end, but that's none of my concern. Yeah, it's like, where did you get a rear end on Christmas? Who sold you a rear end on Christmas? Because most people in the used parts business around Dayton, Ohio, they take Christmas off. Does not matter what religion they are. They take the day off. It's a non-profit day unless you're running a wrecker. And even then, it's hit or miss. Now, if you're doing police impound towing, you're going to get some tows on Christmas. Because people get drunk and they get stupid. But anyways, back to the story. So, next day, this guy's wife calls me up. And, first thing she does is she asks for me by my full name. I'm like, okay. Yeah, this is me. So, and she goes on how I'm going to give her husband the deposit back. And I said, no. I said, I've explained to him in detail, and it's printed on that paper. Deposits are non-refundable. That deposit covered my time to take that part out, which I said I was going to do. And I also told him there was no time guarantee on it. A holiday was approaching. I had no help. And if I needed anything like consumables, which is, the gases for the torches, Sawzall blades, or anything else to get the job done, stores were going to be closed. It was going to be hard to get. I wasn't going to kill myself to get the stuff to get this rear end out. He didn't pay me an expediting fee. If he would have said, I need it tomorrow, I would have told him it's extra $100 and I'll have it out tomorrow. And then it would have been out by hook or by crook. I would have got it out legally. That's just an expression that we've always used around here. Anyway, this woman goes off foaming at the mouth. She's a paralegal. So, and you got to do something for a living. And she's foaming at the mouth about how I'm going to give this back or else. No, legally I don't have to give it back. Then she goes on, she's going to take me to court. I said, okay. I said, file a suit against me. Over $25. Go for it. And, in this state, anything under a certain dollar amount between private parties like that is a civil matter. It's not criminal court. And if he would call the police would have told him, it says right here on the agreement, deposits are non-refundable. The guy took the part out. Either pay him his money and get the part, or, pound sand. So she's foaming at the mouth about how she's a paralegal and they're going to take me to court. And not only is she going to take me to court for $25, but she's going to take me to court for the cost of the part that he bought from somebody else. And all of her time researching the law and her billable hours. So I named who my attorney is, or was. He only does certain work now. But anyways, he's still an attorney. And I named him, and he'd represented me about a year and a half before that. And, at the time, if I had a legal issue came up, he was my attorney of record. So I said, well, this is my attorney of record. I said, when you get your lawsuit together, go ahead and contact him. And I said, if we're doing this where billables are coming in there, I said, you don't want to know what he bills an hour just for an office visit, let alone a court visit. So if somebody's going to have to pay attorney fees, you don't want to have to pay mine if I win in court. And I said, then I'm going to go after you for damages for all my time wasted by you, by your husband. And if you drag me to court, I'm going to just use my attorney to, make things a royal mess for you. She didn't like that too much. And she called me back again with this horse crud and saying, well, she's going to take me to court and I was going to pay for her time, but my attorney wouldn't be involved. I said, now, wait a minute. Whoa here. And I had some money in the bank at the time. I said, I had the right in civil court to have an attorney present. And I said, I'll go ahead and I'll have him there. And I said, and then when you lose and he asks to have all legal fees paid for, I said, if the judge decides against you, then you'll be out whatever he charged. She hung up and never called me back again. And I know I got a pile of product behind me on that chair. Things I've been sorting out. And when you move from a place that has a 2-car garage and has 3 bedrooms where you have one bedroom completely full of parts and another one partially full of parts, and a 2-car garage so full of parts you can only get one car in there and have parts all around it, you kind of, and you move to a smaller place. Your smaller place kind of ends up being the sorting zone. But that's all for now. I'm going to lay down on the couch, put my feet up, watch a movie. I got a combination sinus and stress headache coming on that is not going away for nothing. All right, that's all for now, YouTube land.